What makes a guardian a guardian?
Hello and welcome to Reef Radio. I am your host, Connor, and today I am joined by my good friend,
Kyle.
In this episode of Reef Radio, we are going to be discussing the several new exotics we got to see footage of, and some that actually players at the event for the Destiny 2 reveal got to have some hands-on time with. First, we are going to start with the new exotic submachine gun called Risk Runner.
And Risk Runner, is a submachine gun, as you said. It's arc. It's going to be a energy weapon, so that means it's going to go in the second slot where we right now see special weapons in Destiny 1 go in. And then we only got to see two of the perks that it has. The first one being the arc conductor, which is its main perk, which basically it says when you're taking arc damage, it increases the weapon's power.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, is that talking about just overall damage it's doing, or is it going to affect all of its, it's going to impact range, stability, reload speed, all those things, or is it just...
I would imagine that what it is implying is that sort of like when you see your crit damage, and say it's just your crit damage, it comes up 52. When you're getting hit by arc damage with this weapon, you're gonna see that 52 go up to like a 64 or something like that.
Gotcha.
So I think mostly it'll apply to the impact stat, but we do get to see one other perk that the Risk Runner has, and that is when Arc Conductor is active, shots fired have the chance to become chain lightning and return ammo.
So that's Zalo.
It sounds very similar to the Zalo Supercell from Destiny 1, if you aren't aware. I was a little bit disappointed to see that it had such a similar perk to something in Destiny 1.
I agree, but I do have to say I like the Arc Conductor perk, because to me it seems like it's making it a close quarter weapon.
Sure,
you know,
I can see that.
The perk really lends itself to being close quarter when you're taking damage and you're going to be fighting someone like that. So I do like that, and I hope it stays like this. I mean, from some of the gameplay we saw, it doesn't have range.
No, they don't. No submachine gun does.
Yeah, you have to be close, which is nice. Which is nice. Yeah, so we're going to be moving on to the next one.
Yep.
Moving on to Sweet Business, which is basically, it's a Gatling gun.
Correct.
In a sense, and that's going in your kinetic slot. So it's not going to have a burn associated with it. No burn. And you want to talk about the main perk that it has?
Yeah, so the main perk on Sweet Business is called Payday, and it is going to allow your weapon to have a larger magazine, and it's going to increase your hipfire accuracy. And then the other perk that we get to see on this weapon is that holding down the trigger boosts this weapon's range and its rate of fire, and it automatically loads ammo pickups into the magazine.
So again, we're kind of following this theme. This is almost like Thunderlord.
Correct.
Thunderlord. So we got Zalo now, we got Thunderlord. I wonder if this is going to follow with all the exotics that we see.
Yeah, I think an important stat on this auto rifle too is that it actually has 90 rounds in its magazine, and if you're thinking of any auto rifle from Destiny 1, that is way beyond
far greater.
Yes,
far greater for sure.
Any sort of magazine.
Yeah.
Considering this is a primary weapon, it's going to be certainly unique in the kinetic weapon slot, and I think it'll feel very similar to a heavy machine gun more than it will to any sort of auto rifle we've experienced in Destiny 1, and that excites me personally.
Yeah, for sure, you know, changing up the slots, bringing guns, changing them up. Good stuff. All right, now we're on to the next one. That's going to be the Sunshot, which is a hand cannon that is going to be in the energy slot, so the second slot, and it's going to have a solar burn.
Yeah, and we have its main perk being Sunburn, and Sunburn has explosive rounds which highlight the target. So when I saw footage of this weapon for multiplayer matches, I could not really tell that it was highlighting anyone.
Gotcha, so it's not kind of like that sight that you can get on some of the guns where it highlights them?
Yeah, it didn't look like there was a red glow. I'm not sure if that's... I don't know if it procs after you get a hit, or if it procs on headshots, or what. None of the flavor text for these perks are super specific, and some of them almost seem like they aren't finalized, and this is not a final build, so I would not be surprised if some of these perks are tweaked, or if the flavor text descriptions are changed a little bit or altered. So we'll have to see more about that. But its other main perk is that targets killed with Sunshot explode into solar energy.
Which is Fatebringer.
It sounds very much
So
like
this is the new Fatebringer.
good old Fatebringer.
And I heard a lot of people saying that this hand cannon, they think is going to be a big go-to for people because it's very it has a lot of versatility with it. It's kind of just, it's a average of the road, nothing special, but it gets the job done. So I'd like to see kind of where it falls. Is it going to be a PvE weapon, PvP, or is it going to be kind of like a Fatebringer that could be used in both senses?
Sure. And another important fact maybe about this weapon is that it does have 8 in the magazine, so it doesn't have a super big magazine. And also, what I had heard about this primary weapon is that it does feel more like a high impact hand cannon. We see the impact looks like it's about 50%, but we don't know how far hand cannon's impact will actually go up in that bar. We don't really know what the scale is or how it's relative to other hand cannons in Destiny 2, but it is an important thing to notice, I think. And then our final exotic that we want to talk about is the dubious volley, as it has been coined in the Destiny 1 realm of things.
Yep.
This was a weapon that was data mined and was found in the Destiny 1 database, but it never made it to the game. Some people thought it was coming with the Taken King, and then when Rise of Iron came around, people thought, oh, maybe it got pushed back to Rise of Iron. It never came out. Now we've seen gameplay footage of this weapon.
And no one's played with it, correct?
No one got to play with it.
Yeah,
Nope.
no one
Not once.
And so basically, everything we're basing it off of is just the short video clips that we saw.
Yes.
We're assuming that it's going to be in the power slot, so the last slot, so it's going to be like a heavy weapon. And we're almost seeing it as like a heavy rocket combined with a heavy machine gun. Kind of a combination between the two in a sense.
Yeah, when the weapon fires, it looks like it's firing a bunch of little cluster bombs in very quick succession.
Yep.
Which that sort of gives it the appearance of a heavy machine gun in the sense that it's just rapid firing these projectiles. But it also looks very much more like a rocket launcher.
And then the projectiles have like splash damage to them almost,
Yes.
it appears, which is more like a heavy. And we're also thinking that it's going to be a void burn just because of the coloring of the projectiles.
Yeah.
Definitely void, maybe arc, but it doesn't look like it would even come close to being a solar.
No, I would imagine that it will be void. I think this weapon I think it's a good example of how I think the weapons are going to change in Destiny 2, mainly in a PvE sense. Just on the basis that it's going to be these like bombastic, loud weapons that are very unconventional and unorthodox weapons.
Kind of like all the weapons you got kind of in zombies in Call of Duty, like the Thunderlord or the Thunderwaffle kind of thing.
Yeah, very much along those lines.
Which is great. Yeah, I think that about does it though.
Yeah, we do get a glimpse of some other strange-looking weapons, but we don't know anything about those weapons, so we're not going to be talking about them in this video. Maybe along the line we'll see more footage or
hopefully
screenshots of them. But that is it for this video. We hope you enjoyed us talking about the several new exotics that we've seen coming to Destiny 2. We hope you are as hyped for this game as we are. As always, thanks for listening, Guardians. This has been Reef Radio. I have been Connor.
And this is Kyle, and we'll see you out there.